my name is Abe Mashni, criminal defense attorney here in Lexington, Kentucky, and today we're going to be continuing our suppression series with episode 4, Unlawful Prolongment of Traffic Stops. And that theory came in a United States Supreme Court case, Rodriguez v. United States. The site's 135 Supreme Court, 1609, and the case came out in 2015, so still relatively pretty new. And this case came out of Nebraska. Mr. Rodriguez was driving in a highway, and he was pulled over based on swerving. The officer, whenever he approached the vehicle, observed a very overwhelming smell of air fresheners, which made the officer think that Mr. Rodriguez was hiding something. And so whenever he returned back to the patrol vehicle to input Mr. Rodriguez and the passenger's information, he called for backup. And specifically, he called for a canine backup. So he finished what he had to do in the patrol car. He came back to the Mr. Rodriguez's car and issued him a citation. And it's very important, the timing on all this. And so he gives him the citation, and then approximately 6 to 7 minutes after he gives him the citation, that's when the drug dog, his name was Floyd, arrives, conducts the search, indicates that the presence of narcotics, that gives them the probable cause to search the vehicle, and so approximately 8 minutes later, that's when they find the methamphetamine, which causes his arrest, and ultimately the case goes to the Supreme Court. While at the Supreme Court, Justice Ginsburg writes the opinion for the majority, and what she says is, a police stop exceeding the time needed to handle the matter for which the stop was made violates the constitutional shield against unreasonable seizures. Consequently, a traffic stop becomes unlawful if it's prolonged beyond the time reasonably required to complete the mission of issuing the ticket for the violation. And Justice Ginsburg wrote that the purpose of the initial stop in this case was to investigate why Rodriguez swerved out of his lane of traffic. Therefore, the officer's authority to continue the stop ended once he completed the investigation of that infraction. And because the drug dog sniff was unrelated to the investigation of the original traffic infraction, the officer should not have extended the stop absent independent supported reasonable suspicion for the dog sniff. And just a lot of air freshener was not enough to give that independent reasonable suspicion. So in practice, what we're looking for in these types of cases is, well, obviously a canine drug dog, but specifically anytime there is a prolongment. So an officer pulls somebody over for speeding but ends up in a drug case, or anything that is prolonging the original purpose for the traffic stop. And so sometimes you got to get a little creative, and you got to focus on what the main point was for the Supreme Court, and what the point they're trying to take home. And they're focused on the rights of the driver and unlawfully prolonging and unreasonably seizure longer than what is necessary under law. And so then you get into cases that talk about the diligently pursuing the investigation. You get cases like United States versus Sharp. You get cases like Michigan v. Summers or Florida versus Royer. And so I've extended this holding and applied it to DUI cases here in Lexington. And so I've had multiple dismissals based on arguments that the officers prolonged the DUI investigation to get a trainee officer on the scene, and that unlawfully prolongs the stop, which turns into a violation of my client's constitutional rights, which turns into suppression of evidence, and without evidence, the prosecutors can't proceed, and when they can't proceed with the case gets dismissed. And so if you have any questions about the legality of your traffic stop, please give us a call at 859-259-0727. And if you have any other questions or want us to answer any specific questions, drop a comment in the area below. And again, my name is Abe Mashni, and thank you again for watching.